It's been a while since I last recorded a video for my channel, so I figured I'd come back with a radio that fits the title of my channel, a 1950s transistor radio. This is the Channel Master 6503. It's a 5-transistor radio, built in Japan. This set came out around 1959, and was a fairly inexpensive model in its time, and also a fairly popular one. You can see a price tag there of $20. The radio came with a fairly nice leather case, unlike most other cheap sets, and could also be purchased without the case and the accessories at a lower price. These slits here are so that you can put the radio and case on your belt. I think that would look pretty goofy, but maybe some people use that feature. I'll get back to the accessories in a minute. First I want to show off the radio itself. You can see the design's pretty simple, but I think it's pretty handsome as well. Simple but elegant. It's got a nice enamel badge on the front here. It says 5TR, and I think they made good use of color on this set as well. Alright, let's hear it play.
Put this in a bottle and pour it out on two-way, and here is Telez.
The race around the league is brought to you by New York Racing Association. Live racing continues at Belmont Park. For more info, visit.
The radio is not exactly super sensitive, but you would probably guess that from the fact that it only has 5 transistors.
Okay, thank you very much. Chest injury, so it does not look like his return is going to happen.
The performance is pretty good though, for a smaller set from 1959.
Attachments. Hook up everything from a front loader mower deck in no time, so you can haul gravel, cut grass, or do any job in between.
It does well on
When
local
things just
stations.
click, work just gets done. And now get a one.
At the top here is a port for an external antenna. On the side is a jack for an earphone. And that's about it for the outside of the cabinet. Here's the model label. You can see it says Model 6503, 5-transistor super het, and you can read the rest of that if you want. Here's the chassis. I'll take out the 9-volt battery so you can see the label underneath. You can see that some of the components are miniaturized and others are still fairly large, like the magnet of the speaker there and this early style plastic tuning capacitor. These IF cans are fairly small though. You can see there's a number of unused holes on the circuit board. I believe that accommodated for a 6-transistor version on the same chassis. You can see where an extra IF can would go, and there's just a resistor there instead. The one transistor they dropped out to make this a 5-transistor radio instead of a 6-transistor radio is an IF stage. So you can see there's only 2 RF transistors and then the usual 3 audio transistors. I did replace the electrolytic capacitors, and this set has more than most small sets do. There's a total of 5 capacitors. As you heard, the audio performance is pretty good, so at least they didn't cut corners there. Now, back to the accessories. Here's that case again. This radio was previously owned by someone named Lewis C. Hall, and they put their name all over the thing. Even carved it on the bottom there. Something on this page may look very familiar. That's where I got my logo for my channel. Although I noticed that the radio in the picture is actually flipped. So I flipped it back the other way. See, there's the volume dial there. And if you look real close, you can actually see it says all transistor there, but in reverse. Now, I had mentioned this radio could be bought without accessories, and that would be the model 6504 mentioned on the top there. Here's the full sheet of specifications and diagrams. You can pause if you want to look at that close. There's all the accessories, and I'll show those off in a second. The radio came with a 90-day warranty. This is a fairly nice gift box, especially considering the set was not expensive. Here's the carrying strap, still in great shape, must not have been used much, unlike the case. Here's the earphone in its little pouch. Probably didn't get used much. This one has the kind of early style larger plug. Fits in right here. Not too much left in the box now. This little packet of silica gel. No do not eat warning on this one. Although I've seen that on packets from the early 1960s, so that's not a modern thing. Here's the external antenna, which plugs into the socket here on the top of the radio. This is a suction cup. It's not really usable anymore, though it is still somewhat soft. And I believe this bag went around the radio itself to protect it from the case. Well, thanks for watching.